Okay, so after we got this rough edge done, I took it and put Dykem on it again. You can see the lines here, there, up here where we did the layout for these 4 holes. Drilled them, countersunk them, and now we're getting ready to cut a relief. So this relief right here is, from this surface to this surface, is 65 thousandths. So come up here, you can see where I touched off and pulled back, drop down 65 thousandths, and now we're going to make this cut. I have to come in to my layout line right there, and my layout line right there, the closest one to the edge of the hole. So let's get going on that. We've got the recess cut. You can see it here on the original. And now we need to cut this bevel right here. And it's not 45, so I don't have a V-block that matches that. But when I gauged it, I actually found out that my hold down clamps were within a degree or two of where it needed to be. So I've clamped my hold down clamps and my part in the vise to give me that angle. So now I can cut that groove right there. So that's the next step. We've got the shape done. We've got the holes drilled and countersunk. We've got the recess in it. We've got the bevel cut. The next thing I want to do is this recess right here on each side. And so I've reapplied the Dykem, and now we're going to measure off these cutouts, transfer those measurements to here, and we'll be ready to cut. Okay, so I've got my layout line here. I've run the cutter up to this area, used a straight edge to make sure I'm in line with that cut edge. I also measured from this face forward to get my measurement. So we've centered it on this. We've touched off here, and let me grab the part again. This indention is 200 thousandths deep. So once I touch off on the top flange up here, I've dropped the cutter 200 thousandths, and now we're ready to make our cut into the part. The next part is going to be to mill this recess right there, or counterbore for that bolt head. And in order to do that, we've reset our part now. We've leveled it, and we've got the cutter close to the surface. This is a 3/4 inch cutter, and because we had to refigure the distance of this original part because we don't have this tab, we measured from what is now our new face here to back to what would be this, and that's 750 thousandths. And then we're going to come in to get the depth. Let me see if I can get this where y'all can see how I'm doing this. So there's my part. I've extended my dial calipers. I'm going to slide it down until it contacts. Lock it down. And I'm about 163 thousandths is what our depth needs to be. So now we'll come in, we'll touch off of this face, come slide the part back, drop down 163 thousandths, and then we'll make our cut. All right, there's our recess. Next step will be to locate and drill the hole. So that's going to be the next thing we do. So I'm just about done with the fabrication on this part. You can see. So the last thing that I want to do is we're going to take it to the bandsaw. We're going to cut this face off, put it back in the mill like this, and then mill that face down so that this flange has the right thickness that we need. But before I do that, I want to double check and triple check all of the processes. I want to make sure everything that's on this part meets this part. And the reason being, let's say I forgot to mill these notches right here. Well, once I cut this off, there's a lot less material to hold to make those cuts. So it's easier when it's on this block of steel to hold it and make sure I get an accurate cut. So I'm going to walk through them real quick, make sure everything that's on this matches this. And once I know that, then I can take it to the bandsaw and cut it off. So that's what I'm going to do now. Like I said, make sure everything matches. We'll get it to the bandsaw, we'll cut it off, and then we'll face it, and this part should be done. You can see we got it cut off. We've got it in the lathe, and it's level to the face that was already level. So it's flat on that surface. So now we're ready to go. Okay, so everything's done. It's to the right thickness. The last thing I realized, let me set this down where you can kind of see it. Flip it over so you can see the back of it. If you notice, the holes up here are round, but the holes here are oblongs, or just slightly. And I thought maybe it was wear, but I think all four of them would be worn then. So I got to looking at it, and it is actually a way to let you put in these screws first, and then you can kind of maneuver it to get these screws in if you need to, or so it gives you a little wiggle room. So the last thing I did is I took a little small end mill and I just oblonged these holes about 10 thousandths in each direction, and I think that should be fine. So now it's just take it out, deburr it, and get it to the customer. So another project done and ready to go back to the customer. So I'm really excited. And this was a fun little project. Trying to figure out, the order of processes to get it done so you didn't mess up and have to start all over or make your work 10 times harder. So I was really excited about this. This was a nice project. I'm glad I got to do it. Is it perfect? No. But for the most part, I'm happy with it. It's something I've never done. I got to try it, and it's a complex piece for me anyway. It is, and I'm glad I got the chance. I learned some stuff on it, and I'll carry that on to the next one. The day you stop learning and developing your skill, you might as well quit. Hey y'all, I hope you're doing good. I know I am. It's hot here in Central Georgia, and I've got to get ready for an event a little later tonight, so I'm going to sign off here. But I want to tell you how much I appreciate all of you. The comments, the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, all that. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a blessed day. It's another blessed day here in paradise. Talk to you soon.